welcome to another episode of Pearl of Lanka. First, for your entertainment, a music video. Next, we present our Pratibha Vindana segment.
අයිබෝවන් ඔබ සැමට සම්මා සම්බුදු සරණයි. අද ප්‍රතිභාවින්දන තුලින් අප ඔබ වෙතට ගෙන එන්නේ ඓතිහාසික බුද්ධංගල රජමහා විහාරයේ විහාරාධිපති බුද්ධංගල ආනන්ද තෙරුන් වහන්සේ අපේ පුංචි දූ දරුවන් වෙනුවෙන්ම දේශනා කරන ලද ධර්ම දේශනාවක්.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. I am privileged to speak to, especially in particular to children living in Australia. You are far away from me, thousands and thousands of miles away, but you are my children. You are Buddhist children. Your father is Buddhist, mother is Buddhist, your family members are Buddhist. People might ask you in your classroom, what is Buddhism? How are you going to answer that question, my loving children? If that question is asked by me, from me, I will say Buddhism is nature. Buddha never told anything, preached anything against nature. Buddhism is nature. You do something good, you get the good results. You do something bad, you get bad results. You take a tree, you put manure to the tree will grow. You put hot water to the plant, it will die. So it is the external things that is fed to the human beings, all other beings, trees, and anything in the world. So it is nature. So in these few minutes we'll take a small subject, guarding your tongue. Parents used to tell you all not to tell lies. Teachers will tell you not to tell lies, not to carry tales. Don't use harsh words. Now there's a beautiful word made by Buddha called Samma Vacha, pleasant words, correct words, right words to be used in your life. Now as children, if you use a bad word, maybe to the mother, maybe to the father, maybe to your own friend, what will happen? I will not take you to deep Dhamma in this little talk. I will relate to you a story, a true story which happened in Italy long years back to a Christian family. There was a gentleman who owns about 200 odd ships, is one of the richest people in those days, had only one child, a daughter of 13 years old. Suddenly this daughter fell ill. 13 years daughter fell ill and she started putting on weight. Every day couple of pounds were added, 13-year-old young girl weighs about 350 to 400 pounds. She could not open the eyelids, she could not breathe properly, she could not walk properly. We could see that she is getting bloated, she is getting fat, the day by day she is getting fat. So this rich father took this daughter, only daughter, to the specialist in the world, the best specialist in the world, and did all the examinations. But all the examinations proved nothing wrong with the child. But to the naked eye you can see that this girl is getting bolted every day. but no reports on medically, no reports to say that. This father with all that money became helpless. Then he searched for some spiritual aspect to cure the daughter. He went as far as Miami Beach in America, and there was a priest by the name Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce was one who could read the previous births. He had the talent, the ability. So he took this daughter to Edgar Cayce and said, "Father, this is my daughter. She can't even stand properly. She is getting fat every day, putting on weight, and doctors say there's nothing wrong with the child. Please help me to cure this." Then what Edgar Cayce, the father, did was put her on a bed, and he has done meditation, Edgar Cayce. He closed his eyes and went into a trance and looked into her previous births, 3 or 4, 5 births back. In one birth, he realized this girl's name is, by the way, is Mari. Few births, previous births, when he went into this trance and he saw another Mari by the same name, a young lady athlete. That was the first time that the Olympics were open to the women. There was Mari who ran the 100 meters or 120 meters or whatever. She ran and she came first in the race. That Mari, so many birds away. Then the children, or rather friends, ran into the ground, and some hugged her and congratulated her, shook hands, some threw her up in the air and said, "You are the first lady who won 100 meters and we are proud of you." And to wish her success or congratulate her, there was another girl who came, a friend of hers, the Maris, then a girl on the fat side. Then whilst the other girls are around, this athlete who won, Mari, pointed the finger at the fat girl and said, "Look at you, you are fat. And because you are fat, you are ugly. You should have a thin figure like me. If you had a thin figure like me, you could have also run this particular race." And ridiculed, I repeat the word, and ridiculed the child in front of the others. "You are fat. Because you are fat, you are ugly. You are not smart. You can't do athletics." Ridicule. And that fat girl went out to the grounds crying. Edgar Cayce opened his eyes and told the father, "This is the sin that your daughter has committed, ridiculing somebody else." Now this is exactly what Buddha said about using bad words. It will happen to you, nature. When you do bad comments on certain people, it will come back on you. You might not know that it has happened because I have done the same thing, not in the previous birth, I would have done it, and the results are coming in this birth. Some people are stammering. Some people are not properly speaking the correct word at the correct time. Some cannot remember the beginning of the sentence at the time he goes to the end of the sentence. Now these are all sins that they have committed. So in Sinhalese they say there are 3 types of words: samma vacha, not to tell lies, not to carry tales, not to use harsh words. And if you protect yourself in your daily life, that you will be a man recognized by the society. And for parents, it's a thing that whenever the parents call the son or the daughter, even within the house, the response by the children has to be quick. You cannot ignore the parents' call. You cannot ignore the parents' advice. The children must remember that they have gone through your life, your age, and they have also gone through everything what you are going through now. You cannot ridicule the mother and say that you don't know proper English and who can't answer us, and you are far below than our standards and things like that. If you ridicule, your next birth will be something very, very bad. So this is the first sermon of the lesson that I would like to emphasize. Buddhism is nature. When you do good things, when you use good words, you get good results. When you use bad words, you get bad results. For example, Buddha's Bodhisattva's son was Rahula. Rahula was ordained at the age of 7 years. Then Buddha told Rahula that every day that he will come to his kuti, that little hut, and you must have a basin of water for Buddha to wash his feet, to come and advise every day. So Rahula got the advice. So he saw Buddha one day morning approaching the hut. Quickly he put a basin of water. Buddha came and washed his feet and came back. And Buddha left little water in that little basin, little water. As he sat, he asked Rahula, how much of water there in the basin? The Rahula said, there's little water. Then the Buddha said, probably he would have held his, rubbed his hair and rather head and said, yes, I know that I left a little water in that bucket or basin. That's an example that I want to give you, Rahula. If you deliberately lie to anybody as a monk, your value will be less, like this little water. So therefore you must not tell lies. The water is little, less. So therefore you must not tell lies. If you tell lies as a monk, your value, your recognition, all that will be that little less, not much. Then he asked Rahula, can you throw that water away? So he said, yes sir, and he threw the water away from the bucket. What did you do? You asked me to throw the water away, I threw it. Then the Buddha said, Rahula, if you are a person as a monk who lies to others, you will be a person as if you are thrown away from the order. So if you have a son in the house who tells lies, you are treated as if you are thrown away from the... You may be living and eating in the house, but among the elders, you are treated as a person like thrown away, like this water being thrown away. Rahula, can you put the bucket upside down? That's nothing, no? I said, yes, of course, sir. And Rahula put the bucket upside down. And Buddha asked, can you see what is inside? He said, no, sir, how can I see? Because it is upside down. As a monk, if you tell lies, your other qualities are hidden, like this bucket. The bucket is hidden. We don't know what is inside the bucket. So therefore, if you are a person, if you are a child, a daughter or son, telling lies. Now this lesson goes to the parents also. If we have a mother who tells lies at home, her value is thrown away. Her value is little. His value is hidden, because you cannot see the value, because it is hidden, like this bucket which is upside down. Now Rahula, the last lesson, can you take the bucket and keep the bucket as it was? And he take the bucket and put, what is inside? No, sir, there's empty bucket, there's nothing inside now. Then the Buddha says, Rahula, if you are a person who tells lies, your character is also like this empty bucket. There's nothing in you. No one will treat you. No, everybody thinks that you are an empty man. You don't know any subject. You don't know how to treat your mother, the father, the elders. You don't know how to treat your teachers. You are like an empty vessel. So my dear children, I am requested by this lady to speak few words on Dhamma. I think today it is enough lesson for the children in Australia. As a father, as an elderly monk, I am requesting, remember this lesson, Buddhism is nature. If you do good, if you talk good, you get good results. If you are bad, you get bad results. And it will be by word of mouth, by your actions, by your thinking, all three aspects. And I wish you all the success and may you be happy. Thank you very much.
Next, we present a short documentary about Sri Lanka. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Pearl of Lanka. If you have any comments or queries, please email us at info@mihindu.com. Ayubowan.